I am talking with Leslie Baxter from the University of Iowa. Leslie, along with Barbara Montgomery, has crafted the theory of relational dialectics. Leslie, what's the gist of relational dialectics?
The gist, is to recognize that all communication is the interplay of differences. And so I'd say differences is really the seed of the matter. And it's the interplay of those differences. And they're often competing and they're often oppositional. That's probably the heart of it.
A lot of people are talking about dialogue. What makes yours or Bakhtin's use of dialogue so special?
I think Bakhtin doesn't use dialogue in the sense of a happy, pleasant experience. I think dialogue, as he uses it, has a rough edge. And dialogue, as Bakhtin envisions it, is a very conflictual, tensional kind of experience that comes from the interplay of oppositions. Whereas other people who use dialogue, I'll use Buber as the contrast, he uses dialogue to really refer to what I think Bakhtin would call an aesthetic moment.
What if you and I were close platonic friends, experiencing all the dialectical oppositions that you've talked about? What would be a typical healthy way for us to deal with that?
I think the first thing I would say is to recognize that it isn't necessarily a warning sign about our relationship, and that ought to be of enormous relief to us. Okay, there's the sigh. That it's not a warning sign, it's not an indicator that our relationship is in trouble. This is the way relating happens. Okay? I think the second thing I would say is to resist the monologue, to resist efforts to try and eliminate the tensionality and eliminate the interplay. But rituals are aesthetic moments. They're ways for parties to celebrate both. And so I think my advice to a relationship pair would be to reflect carefully on what rituals you do and don't have in your relationship, to see if you have enough aesthetic moments of the ritual kind.
You know, if what I do is so lame, then why did you insist on coming with me this morning? Huh? Was it so I just wouldn't go with Mark?
No. I wanted to be with you. I don't know, I feel like lately, you're slipping away from me, you know, with this new job and all these new people and got this whole other life going on. And I know it's dumb, but I just hate that I'm not a part of it.
It's not dumb. But maybe it's okay that you're not a part of it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, I like that you're not involved in that part of my life.
That's a little clearer.
Honey, see, it doesn't mean that I don't love you, because I do. I love you so much. But my work, it's for me, you know? I'm out there on my own and I'm doing it. And it's scary, but I love it because it's mine. But, I mean, is that okay?
Sure.
Well, if dialogue is not the solution to these opposing tendencies and tensions, what is?
Implicit in your question is the assumption that the tensionality of differences is a problem. And I think I would not agree with that. But the position of relational dialectics would be that you got to have that. That's how relationships grow, is through difference. And that's how individuals grow in relationships. That's what keeps relationships from being boring, is that they're changing. Well, where does that change come from? I think it comes from the interplay of differences. And does it mean relationship parties have to expend a lot of effort and keep on their toes? You betcha. We have been seduced into the discourse of romance to think that relating is easy. And I don't think relating is easy. I think relating is effortful, and I don't think the effort and investment work ever goes away, and that's just part of relating with another human being. Rather than view that as sort of a glass half empty, I think I'd want to reframe it as the glass being half full, and to say that the effort is well expended, because that's how the relationship changes and becomes better and keeps alive and vibrant, is by investing the effort on an ongoing basis to cope with the interplay of these differences.